Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thanks to the panel for being here. Let me make a couple comments initially, as coming from what I've heard. I respect highly and appreciate my Democrat colleagues, or Democratic colleagues, is the proper term. And I understand that the rhetoric at times is talking a game that they're expected to talk by, sadly, the radical base. But during this their past opportunity and majority, these issues that they're expressing concern that we aren't dealing with, and yes we are, weren't addressed, including the feckless Office of Civil Rights, who weren't doing their job and probably could have continued to do what they haven't done, except for the fact that October 7th exposed the anti-Semitic rot within our graves of academia, our higher education institutions. COVID helped to expose multiple concerns in our K-12 classrooms, as parents, for the first time, in many cases, got a chance to see what was happening or not happening in their school classrooms. And so the luxury of having served on this committee now into my 17th year allows me to look back historically and say, this is why it's finally come to a head and we have to deal with this. And the first aspect is exposing what's going on, so we can take action, and we will continue. As our committee dives deeper into oversight of anti-Semitism in K-12 schools, it'd be helpful to get a clearer picture of the most problematic districts in this space. Ms. Lerman, in your view, which school districts are the worst actors when it comes to failing to address or even encouraging anti-Semitism?
Turn on my machine. Let me preface by saying that I live in Los Angeles and am most aware of what's happening in California. The Brandeis Center is centered in Washington, D.C. and has offices in New York. But I am seeing in California, particularly in the Bay Area, in San Francisco and Oakland, in Berkeley, some really alarming things. I'm aware of schools in Massachusetts and Philadelphia that are also experiencing similar things. And we are taking action in New York against Origins School, which also has very severe problems.
Okay. Dr. Shufutinsky and Ms. Neely, given the work you've done all across the country, are there any school districts you would add and highlight to this list?
Yes, San Diego, Philadelphia, New York City Public Schools, Chicago.
Ms. Neely?
Montgomery County, Maryland, and Fairfax County Public Schools come to mind in the immediate region.
Thank you. Our committee has conducted extensive oversight into anti-Semitism in higher education. Ms. Neely, can you please describe whether universities are contributing to anti-Semitism in the K-12 space specifically, and if so, how?
University-created curriculums are problematic because they give the imprimatur of legitimacy. As Chairman Kiley knows, you've looked extensively into the Brown University's Choices program. That is assumed to be beyond reproach because of Brown University's reputation itself. But that program was underwritten by the Qatar Foundation and is full of historical distortions about the state of Israel. That is only one of many, but universities are giving the impression that these programs are completely legitimate and acceptable.
Thank you, Dr. Shufutinsky and Ms. Lerman. Do you want to add anything about how anti-Semitism in higher education is contributing to the rot in developing the public schools in K-12?
Yes, I can give a really good example. So University of California, Santa Cruz has a critical race and ethnic studies department that is a direct funnel of their graduates into the K-12 public school system. And because of the mandate, the requirement for students in California to take an ethnic studies class to graduate, it's making these teachers, these new graduates, the leaders in these K-12 classrooms. And we look at the curriculum that they're creating, it's not just anti-Israel and anti-Jewish, it's anti-American. And it's calling for students to commit to engaging in activism rather than scholarship.
Thank you, and Ms. Berman, I'm sure you would add more, but my time has expired, and I've got to abide by the rules. I yield back.